Over the course of the NBA, we have had many styles of basketball being played, and there was a point in NBA history where we knew that a new era was about to start. When Bill Russell and Wilt were dominating, we knew we were in the big man era. Then when Magic and Larry Bird got drafted into the league and had a heated rivalry between the Celtics and the Lakers, we knew that that was their era. Then Michael Jordan took over the league, proving that he can lead a team as a guard during the 90s, and we knew that the NBA changed forever. Now we are in an era where three-point shooting is the most important thing for every player to have in their game. We have seen many teams take more three-point attempts each season, and it has become very reliant for some. We are also still kind of in the super team era where some teams are still trying to have stacked rosters and have as many great players as they are on the team. Now, it's not as bad as it was when KD was on the Warriors and when LeBron was on the Heat, but it's still there. But what caused this? Who was responsible for this league being this way? This man right here is truly responsible for changing the course of the NBA for what it is now. And to be quite frank, it was for better and for worse.
What you call bank? I call game.
The Golden State Warriors were a team that were slowly on the rise during the mid-2010s, and in the 2015 season, they finally broke through and won their first title and set in a new way to play basketball, as they were a team that were a three-point shooting team and also ran a small ball lineup. And no one really believed that the Warriors would dominate the league the way that they did, and nobody even believed that Curry was able to lead a team like that to victory. Curry was their leader and was fresh off of winning his first MVP. He was on the come up as one of the best shooters in the league, and everyone now saw what the Warriors were capable of. And in 2016, they turned that up to 11. Curry was having one of the best seasons for a player ever, and the Warriors were trying to achieve something that the '96 Bulls were able to do, which was have the best record ever in NBA history. And they were doing just that. They were the best team in the league and the best team in the Western Conference by far, and no one could touch them. But there was a team that would end up becoming a rival for the Warriors during that season, especially in the playoffs. The Oklahoma City Thunder. On February 27, 2016 would be the day that changed the NBA for years to come. It was a game between the Thunder and the Warriors, KD versus Steph. This was one of the best games I have ever seen in my life as a basketball fan and as a fan of the Warriors in general. The atmosphere, the tension, and the play was immaculate. And for people who may not remember, the Thunder were up most in this game, and KD and Russ were cooking the Warriors. The Warriors were low-key on the ropes. Even Curry's best efforts wasn't enough to overcome the Thunder in this game. And at the time, the Warriors were trying to go for 73-9, and they were 53-5 before this game. And to make matters worse, this ended up happening.
Oh, you saw that left ankle turn.
Westbrook landed on a little bit. Actually, he did.
Curry would have an injury mid-game and would end up scaring everyone, wondering how serious the injury was. It looked pretty bad watching it back then, but we could see that he was fine and would check back in. And what proceeded to happen, words can't even describe. You just have to see it for yourself.
Especially shooting. Curry for three. Crossover, step back, three-pointer, bang! The basket, layup is good. Curry from downtown, it's good! Curry from downtown, puts it in! Curry for three, nails it! Curry, another three! Oh! Not to use it, Curry, way downtown, bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry with 0.6 of a second remaining! Now 35 feet out, well beyond the 28-foot mark.
Stephen Curry dropped 45 points, hit one of the craziest game winners ever, probably the craziest game winner ever, and changed everything. And if you really think about it, he really did, because after this moment, three-point shooting was now looked at as the most lethal weapon to have in your skill set for teams and for players. The Warriors really revolutionized what a three-point shooting team could be in the NBA. And all of that was, unfortunately, or fortunately, because of Curry. Another thing that changed was the trajectory for teams in the NBA, because KD, and I truly believe this game is what later influenced him wanting to play for the Golden State Warriors. And to add to that, they would end up losing to them in the conference finals in the 2016 playoffs against the Golden State Warriors after being up 3-1. And then guess what happened in the offseason? That move that KD made, whether you like it or not, started a chain reaction, because what ended up happening after that point we got so many attempts at making super teams because of what the Warriors did. For example, the Oklahoma City Thunder with Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony, they tried and it failed. With the Minnesota Timberwolves, they had Jimmy Butler, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Andrew Wiggins, and they failed. With the Philadelphia 76ers, they also tried Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, and Ben Simmons, and that failed in a heartbreaking way. With the Brooklyn Nets, they tried KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, and that failed in the worst way possible. Even the Lakers did it for a second time with having LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. All of them tried to make a stacked roster, and that effect is still felt right now as the Suns, while we do not know what they will be like on paper, they are technically speaking a super team, a heavy offensive super team at best, with Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal. Wow, notice how Kevin Durant is on some of these stacked rosters. I think there's a pattern here. The point is, all of this is simply from one game. That is crazy. That one moment can set off a chain of events. Now, if that ain't a butterfly effect, then I don't know what is. But for all we know, Curry not only changed the league, but he technically changed the NBA for a couple of years because of that one game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, and I'm sorry for that, but more videos are going to be coming on the way. If you like this one, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, a comment down below on what you thought of the video. Until then, I will see y'all next time. NBA Nerd out.
Regard for human life. I want to go higher.
It's over to Ron Lowe. Ariza dropped down. Kobe. The lob.